What's up YouTube? For today's video, we're a full 100% accuracy Pokemon moves team. So pretty much what this team is about, when your 3-year-old brother, sister or grandmother uses double team, you can still land the move against them and it's not gonna miss. Now this team is actually pretty hard because all the Pokemon, well most of the Pokemon that got these moves only got 1 or 2 of them, which is very difficult. Now the question of today is, what feature would you like to see in Generation 8? We're not very far away from Gen 8, we're about a month out. If you're new, make sure you subscribe, make sure you've hit that bell and selected all the notifications because you missed the salt, it's not my fault. Also, I do all my streams on Twitch, guys. Come and check me out, links in the description of the video, and let's get into it. Let's see if we can shoot for 2,000 likes on the video. If you've missed the theme teams, I'm sorry, I've been very, very busy with all the Mega Pokemon lately, but man, we've made some really good progress. Okay, today's battle was on my Discord. This was against Pixion, and we have a Drapion lead. Actually really like shiny Drapion. That pinky kind of a shade really suits it well. So we're starting it off with a big hairy mama here, and this is going to be making use of the move Vital Throw. Now Vital Throw has 70 base power and it's a physical move, right, and it has negative priority, but it can never be, like, it never misses, right? So pretty much what that means is, like, say someone uses double team minimize, you can still land them 100% of the time, right? These moves check accuracy. Alright, so I do some really big thumping damage there with the big Vital Throw. Now the other moves I got are Feint Attack, that was my other 100% accuracy move, and I had Protect and Bulk Up. Max health and max attack. Alright, so we're going to go for the Vital Throw here, and the X-Scissor from the Drapion almost takes me out. I nearly have done 1 health, guys. I was so close to plugging my own merch there, but Hariyama is going to go down with the burn, but a pretty insane first turn there. Okay, now a lot of the time I was doing these battles, right, I actually really struggled against bulky defensive Pokemon, right, because the majority of these moves, if you think about it, are all physical. There's only a handful that actually aren't. Alright, so we got we may have a shiny team here, I'm not sure. We got a Venusaur here, and I've got my Dusknoir. This Dusknoir was a very gimmicky set, and we got the Leech Seed missing turn 1, which is really, really good here. So we're going to go for the Swagger on the Venusaur, boosting its attack. What we're going to do to this Venusaur, right, is we're going to nick its attack and use that attack back against it. So we got Feint Attack and Shadow Punch. Shadow Punch is the move, a Ghost type move, 60 base power, and Venusaur actually hits itself Confusion, which is like amazing. Like my full strategy got to work out, and I copied those stats. So pretty much I gave Venusaur the +2 in attack, and then I copied it with my Dusknoir. Now this is a max health, max attack Dusknoir, so we got some pretty good offensive right now. The problem about Venusaur, it is a very bulky Pokemon, so even with those boosts, it's not going to be one-shotting. Alright, so Venusaur finally gets past the Confusion and pops up that Leech Seed against me. I'm going to go for the Shadow Punch here. It actually does some pretty nice damage to Venusaur. It's about a 2-hit KO, but the problem is, right, it's got leftovers, it's got Leech Seed on me, and we're yet to see if it had like Protect or anything like that, or any recovery moves that I can't pronounce. Now we're getting some nice recovery from the leftovers, so it's basically a 3-hit KO, right? It's going to snap out of Confusion and use Protect. So when you throw Protect into the mix, it's almost a 4-hit KO. Plus, I'm taking damage from Leech Seed every time I can't hit it. Now syncing out. Okay, now my only way to get past the Fairy Cut of, the Venusaur, right, is to go for another Swagger, right, give it another +2, right, and then stack that up, so then I'll have +4 attack, and then those Shadow Punches, man, they're going to be playing no games there. Probably going to be doing like 3/4 damage. Alright, so it's going to go for Leech Seed again, which is going to fail, so it's like, okay, they must have done a misclick or something like that. I wasn't really sure. And now I'm going to give a Swagger to the Venusaur again, so it's like, okay, I can go for the Psych Up this time, and it's going to have the leftovers recovery, so that's pretty good. I can go for that, and I can hit it with a very powerful Shadow Punch. Alright, so we got some more Leech Seed recovery for the Venusaur there, and of course the leftovers. It's basically back to full health after all that work. And it doesn't matter anyway, I'm going to go for the Shadow Punch this turn. However, it's going to hit itself with Confusion and does some really good damage there. I can go for a Psych Up, so we're all ready to go, people. I can go for the bulky Shadow Punch here, and it's going to do some massive damage. Now, at this point, even after the leftovers, did I say bulky Shadow Punch? The offensive Shadow Punch, guys. Bulky Shadow Punch. Let's get that in the comment section right now. So Venusaur once again is back to freaking full health again. I've got to land this Shadow Punch. It's not going to land itself. And then it goes to Stomping Tantrum. So Stomping Tantrum's going to get a boost. Obviously, say you use Leech Seed twice in a row and it fails, you can go for the Stomping Tantrum after to get that double base power. So Venusaur is going to wreck my Dusknoir. And I was like, oh, do I have any Pokemon to take this out? Like I was saying earlier, right? Bulky Pokemon really like counter this team. Alright, so we're going to go into Aggron here, see what I can do here. I've got a Curse set with White Herb. Now, the moves I've got on Aggron are as follows. We've got Smart Strike. That's 70 base power. So a lot of these moves, like pretty much all of them, are really like kind of weak. So they're 70 base power or lower. So they weren't very strong. I've got Smart Strike. I've got Aerial Ace, Curse with a White Herb, and Auto Demise, Max Attack, and Max Speed. So going for Aerial Ace, I wish it would be Stab, but it is some pretty nice damage to Venusaur. That is it's very, very close to a 2-hit. And now Venusaur's going to go for a Stomping Tantrum there, and Aggron's going to take the full brunt of it, right, which is not good. So I've got the Sturdy, which is nice. Like, if I didn't have Sturdy, then it was game over. So I can go for another Aerial Ace here. It's got to be very, very close depending on damage calculations, like if I forget min or max damage, but I at least thought I can bring something in after if it fails to take out. And Venusaur lives on 1 health. Like, come on, guys. Oh, merch is available too. At least, you know, real talk, guys. At least I got to plug my merch right. Alright, so Aggron's going to go down and Venusaur lives on freaking 1 health. Why does it always happen? Seriously, can we just have like a week where it doesn't happen to me, or like most sense to me, right? Alright, so the Aggron's down. I've only got like 3 more Pokemon left, and I've only taken out like a single Drapion, so things aren't looking too hot at the moment. We're going to go into the Raikou. Now, we've got to swiftly take out this Venusaur before it I'm using Swift. Before it takes out any of my other Pokemon. So we're going to take that Venusaur down. Man, that caused me so much trouble there. So let's go over this Raikou set. Now, this is actually a vent. Raikou gets the Aura Sphere, which I thought was pretty cool. It also gets Shockwave and Swift, so they're all not missing moves. Now, the other move I put on that was Calm Mind, Max Special Attack, and Max Speed. So we got the Ampharos going for the U-turn. Now, my Salt Detector went off there. I'm like, Ampharos don't get U-turn, Hacker Exposed. So then I was like, okay, it must be a Zoroark, people. And then another Ampharos come out. Who is the, will the real sheep stand up? Sorry, I had to say that. All right, so we're going to go for a Calm Mind on the swap there. Now, Ampharos is very bulky on the special side, even if it's more of a sweeping set. So I know that Aura Sphere, probably about a 2 to 3 hit KO, if I was lucky there. So going for the Aura Sphere there, I always like the animation of Aura Sphere, looks really cool. And it does some pretty good damage. It's about a 3 hit KO. And now we got the Volt Switch coming from the Ampharos there. And now the Ampharos is going to swap out into the other Ampharos, which is the Zoroark, which finally gets exposed. It would have been really cool if the illusion ability worked like that. You could just like keep going back into the Pokemon. It would be really funny. All right, so now we got the Zoroark go for the Night Slash there, and Raikou is going to go down, unfortunately. There was no way I could outspeed that, and it was really hard to swap into Raikou too. Alright, so now we're going to go into Magnezone. Now, Magnezone gets a not missing attack, which is actually very, very forgettable here. It's called Magnet Bomb. So with Magnet Bomb, we got 60 base power, and it's a physical move. So I get credited by the Night Slash. Of course I do. And now we can look at those little magnets, and that does some pretty good damage. This is the analytic magnet bombing and Magnezone with Magnet Rise. Like, how many freaking times am I going to say magnet? Anyway, so I'm going to pop that berry real quick, and it's going to be a Citrus Berry. Now, I've got Magnet Rise on this, Light Screen, and Recycle. Max health and max attack. I try to make this team as bulky as possible, right? Alright, so Zoroark is going to go down to the Magnet Bomb, thank goodness. This thing was like wrecking my team. Alright, so we got an Ampharos. It's not a Zoroark anymore. And we got 2 other Pokemon. So the next Pokemon we got is the Liepard. So I've got one move that could probably do something to that. And now Liepard's going to actually swap out. I think they may have predicted me to swap out here, because I just went for the... I went for the Light Screen here to, like, in case it was like a special set. And we got the Light Screen going up. So Magnezone doesn't have the greatest special defense in the world. So after this, it's going to be pretty bulky. So now we're going to Focus Miss, which is going to miss, thank goodness. And now Magnezone could go for the Recycle, right? So I'm going to Recycle off my Citrus Berry. Now, the problem about Ampharos, right, with Focus Miss, it's still going to hit, like, really, really hard. And depending on what item they're running on it, it could actually still take me out. And Magnezone is going to go down, unfortunately. I'm thinking this is definitely choice, choice Ampharos. Maybe choice Specs. All right, so the last Pokemon we got is the Raichu. I'm not going to Raichu a love song. At least today, people. So now we got on this set a Nasty Plot, and we've got the most amazing Fairy-type move, Disarming Voice, which is 40 base power. The other move I got is Shockwave. That's literally it. All right, so Ampharos is going to go for the Focus Miss again. It's obviously locked into that item, and obviously they don't want to swap in. And I'm going to go for the Disarming Voice here. Now, I've got Fairy Z on this one, and I don't want to go for that because I'm saving that up for the Liepard, bro, because I thought even after a Nasty Plot, right, Disarming Voice, it ain't going to take it out, guys. That real talk, it's only got like 40 base power, and its special attack isn't the greatest in the world even after a Nasty Plot. All right, so we're going to go for another Disarming Voice. Hopefully it takes it out, and it does, man. That would have been so close. I expected another like 1 HP merch plug there. All right, so next Pokemon is the Chatot. Now, I haven't revealed I've got any special electric type moves, or just electric type moves in general. And now we're going to go for the Shockwave there, and Chatot is definitely going to go down in one shot. Now, Shockwave isn't very powerful, but I did have Stab, and I did have a +2, so at least, and you know, Chatot isn't what you call bulky either. It's like pretty weak in the defenses. Alright, so last point we've got here is the Liepard is like, this is it, guys. I can use a Fairy MZ Disarming Voice and see if we can take out this Liepard there. Alright, so I'm going to do a little is that a curtsy? Like, what do you call that, guys? Someone in the comment section know. Like, you stand on one, I think it's a curtsy. I'm not sure. I thought the curtsy was the bow, though. I'm not sure. Anyway, so I'm going to go for the Twinkle, Tackle, Disarming Voice. Like, Disarming Voice is the most horrible move in the entire world. The only redeeming factor about it is it actually is a sound-based move, right? So it's like sort of like singing. Alright, so Liepard is going to freaking Focus Sash. Man, I thought we left these Focus Sashes behind a few weeks ago, and it's going to go for a Hone Claw. So it's like, hang on. It's going to be able to outspeed me. It's got Unburden it, and now it's going to get the +1 in attack. I went for Toxic, expecting maybe like a Sucker Punch, and it's going to outspeed me. Go for a Throat Chop. Throat Chop would have actually countered Disarming Voice if it out... Oh my goodness, that would have... I can't believe that first battle. Thank you guys for watching. Let's get into the second one. I'm so salty about that Focus Sash. Man, I'm sick of the opponents living on 1 health. Even if it's a Focus Sash, I get salty. Alright, next battle we got is against Mr. Guzzlord. And we got, I think we got a Thief Team on this side too. So we got a Furret, and it's going to frisk out my Citrus Berry. Now, the whole idea against the Furret was to go for Magnet Bomb as soon as possible. So it's going to go for a Tricky. I was like, oh damn, that's going to get rid of my, Citrus Berry. I was wondering what item it would give me, and it gave me a Pokemon toy. That's just the most, this is disrespectful. This is disrespectful for my Magnet Zone. Alright, so go for that Magnet Bomb there. Does some hype damage there, getting a critical hit. And unfortunately, right, it's going to eat my berries, so it's going to get back to the damage that I would have done before without the crit. Oh, like, come on, what is this? Alright, so now we got the assist coming from the Furret, so Furret's going to, like, pick a random move, and it picks Bulldoze. I'm like, what? That was like super lucky. So that does a lot of damage. Like that does well over half, and it drops my speed too. So I'm going to go for the Magnet Bomb again. I know the next Magnet Bomb definitely won't take it out because of the crit I got before. And Furret is just going to live that one. So now it's going to go for another assist. I'm like, please don't go for it. Like get it like a Bulldoze. And it gets Metal Claw. It's quite funny. It got a really good move, then it got like a terrible move. Man, that should have been a 69 health. Anyway, so it doesn't get an attack rise, and it's going to go down to Magnet Bomb. I actually like the animation of Magnet Bomb. It looks really silly. So Furret goes down. Almost got taken out by a Poker Toy. Listen to this, guys. Just listen. You need to listen to this. A Poker Toy assist Furret. Alright, so now we got the Garchomp coming in, and it's going to be a Mega Garchomp. What is this set going to be? I mean, real talk, at least it can't like trip me like a Poker Toy. Alright, so Garchomp, this is like a TV like rating kind of set. Alright, so it's going to go for the double edge there, maybe expecting a swap. I've got actually a pretty good defense, and I actually resist that too. So go for the Magnet Bomb here. It's not going to do much damage. Mega Garchomp's got some pretty nice defenses, and it's coming off Magnezone's, rather horrible attack too. Alright, so Garchomp's going to go for another double edge, and that is going to take out the Magnezone. I mean, at least Magnezone took out the Furret, right? I mean, it got a Poker Toy in the pro. Like, look at the bright side, guys. I got a Pokemon toy out of that. Alright, so now we're going to go into Raichu. I could go for a Disarming Voice, like Fairy MZ Disarming Voice. And then I was wondering, even with the super effective Z move coming off like, Raichu's, average special attack, will this be enough to take it out, depending on what EVs are running too? Oh, speaking of the EVs, I didn't actually get to say what my Raichu was running. We got max special attack and max speed. I was also thinking the other day, I haven't done a lot of the, I don't think I've done any Alola Pokemon. I may have done some, I can't remember, but I've actually still got to do those sweeps. So hopefully they'll come in like the later games so I can cover them too. Alright, so Garchomp's going to go for a double edge, and I just got double wrecked. That is down, and Garchomp's going to take some recall damage, taking it out too. That was just a pure example then, guys, of the failest Z move ever, Disarming Voice. Alright, so now I'm going to bring in my Dusknoir. Hopefully we can get some luck with this Swagger set and get that Swagger Psych up going. Alright, so we got Togepi, man. This Togepi is about to get swaggered. It's going to frisk, we're going to frisk that item out. I can see it's got the Everlight. Going for the Swagger, so hopefully Togepi, right, can hit itself in confusion. I can Psych it up, and then I can hit it with like a solid Feint Attack and, Shadow Punch. So we got the confusion on the Togepi. Togepi looks so small compared to Dusknoir, and it's going to go for a Yawn. So it's like, oh, okay. It's going to put me to sleep. Should I stay in and go for a Psych Up just to get the plus? I mean, like, what's Togepi going to be able to do to me, right? I was thinking, yeah, what could possibly go wrong here? So I thought I'd stay in there, get the Psych up, and Togepi is going to go for a mirror move. I could have attacked then, and imagine if I went for a super effective attack. I would have got taken out by Togepi. Anyway, Togepi is going to swap out there, and now we got, oh man, we're starting to get into the mature rating. Guys, all right, I'm going to say this right now. If you're not 15 years of age, you just got to go now, guys. I'm sorry. Okay, so Jinx is going to come in, and all of the moves it could have, it's got Dream Eater. Like, what the hell? Like, maybe that's a combination between the Togepi and Jinx. I'm not really sure. So I'm thinking, okay, if I wake up here, real talk, and get the Shadow Punch off, even a Feint Attack, this thing's going down, right? So it's going to go for another Dream Eater here on my Dustour. Dustour still is asleep. There's nothing I can do here. So I was thinking, okay, what I got to do, right, so I can say that maybe for later on, even if I hit Jinx with like an unresisted Shadow Punch, it's going to do a lot of damage. I may be able to wake up later on and do that. So it's going to go for another Dream Eater. Obviously, my Aggron isn't asleep, and now I can go for either Automize or a Smart Strike. So I knew Jinx would swap, right? Very, very scared of any sort of like Steel type. Like, Jinx could even be scared of Magnet Bomb, right? So going for that Smart Strike, not taking it, man. I just locked onto those eggs. Like, that's me during breakfast, right? I see those eggs, right? You know, in the morning breakfast, and my eyes just lock onto them. Anyway, so we're going to go for a Curse here. Gonna bolster my attack because it's a solid 3-hit KO on Togepi. And we're gonna bolster my attack and defense. The White Herb, right, is gonna fix up my speed drop because I do have Rock Polish Automize on this set. Alright, so now it's gonna go for a Dazzling Gleam. Obviously, it's gonna break my Sturdy, which is kind of annoying. It didn't have a lot to hit Aggron with, obviously. And now we're gonna go for the Automize, boosting my speed. Now, this is going to be very handy against that Jinx. It will not be able to come in against the big boy at all. And I know there's another Pokemon in the back, too, that I can do some good damage to. All right, so we've got the Dazzling Gleam going to hit me for nothing again. They really can't swap here. I've got, like, quite a good attack. This is max attack, max speed, Aggron 2, and I made this Adamant Nature for as much damage output as possible. So Togepi is going to get fried, sunny side up. How do you guys like your eggs? Like, do you like them scrambled, sunny side up? A poach, like, I don't know how else you can have them. And raw? Does anyone crack their eggs and just savage drink the raw? Let me know in the comment section. Alright, so we got the big panda coming. Air Race does some very, very impressive damage. And unfortunately, Pangoro is going to absolutely counter me with a Storm Throw. And Aggron is going to get absolutely dumpstered with a crit there. So that move always crits. Unfortunately, that was a very good counter. Plus my 4 times weakness, it didn't really help either. Alright, so going into the Dustour. I know this thing could definitely have Scrappy because it didn't come up with the Mold Breakers. And, I was like, if I can, like, take this out maybe or do some damage to it, it'd be awesome. So it's going to go for the Slash, and Slash fails to KO, and Dustour is going to get some life back. I think I had an Eye Apple Berry on this one, which is good, right? This is real good. And Dustour wakes up and goes for a Shadow Punch there. So this was absolutely awesome. Now, we did see it had a Z Crystal from my Frisk on the Dustour, and they're going to go for the saltiest Z move in the world here because Slash actually failed to take out my Dustour. No, not one. Yeah, my Dustour. So the good thing about this, right, is it did burn up the Z move. Pangoro isn't probably the fastest Pokemon either, so I can definitely like bring another Pokemon in and take it out. I still got my Raikou too to bring in, which is like one of the fastest Pokemon on the team. Unfortunately, the Raichu has actually gone already. Alright, so Dusknoir is going to get sucked into a black hole, and the Dusknoir is down. Man, I say that probably would have one-shotted me. I'm not sure what that move was coming from, but I'd say it'd be coming from, you know, a knockoff or something like that. Alright, so into Raikou, I could go for anything here. I was thinking, okay, yeah, we should go for a Swift. Should I go for a Swift or an Aura Sphere? I don't want this thing living, like, I just don't want it living, but I thought, yeah, I'm not going to go for a meme because, like, if it lives on 1 health or something like that, it's not going to be good. Alright, so down goes the Pangoro, the Discovery Channel, guys. That's what Pangoro will be on the Discovery Channel, like climbing up, what do you call it, bamboo or something like that. Alright, so in comes Jinx. So I was like, okay, what are we going to do against this thing? I outspeed, which is really good. So going for the Calm Mind firstly, because I thought it's going to definitely have all special moves, right? Now, all we know about this Jinx is that it's got Dream Eater. So it's like, does it have Lovely Kiss to put you asleep? And I was like, it does, but Lovely Kiss misses. Like, I was like, damn, this is really, really good. So go for the Shockwave here. Unfortunately, Shockwave isn't the greatest move in the world, and Jinx is like, this is a bulky Jinx, guys, and Jinx's special defense isn't all that bad. So it's got the leftovers recovery too. Shockwave is about, oh man, look at that. That's like a 5 or 6 hit KO. So go for another Shockwave. I thought it'd be more important to attack, you know, than going for Calm Mind. And the Lovely Kiss is finally going to land. Man, imagine kissing those big white talons. And Raikou is going to be put to sleep. what can I do here? Like, am I going to just keep going for Shockwave? Should I wait in? It was sort of like what I had with my Dusknoir earlier on. So I decided, no, I'm going to swap out here. They're probably going to go for a Dream Eater again. We're going to go into the big hairy mama and get that free Flame Orb up, and then it won't be able to put me to sleep in the future. However, we got a swap from the Jinx too. Obviously, they thought I'd go for the swap, and we've got the, oh man, I forgot the name of this Pokemon. Oh man, it's on the tip of my tongue. It's on the tip of my tongue. It's the dragon. Man, all right, the dragon Pokemon, right? It goes for the dragon dance. Funny about that. It's going to get a +1 in attack. And so, it starts with H. Hagrid from Harry Potter. Anyway, so Hagrid from Harry Potter, right? It's going to go for a reversal. Now, reversal, as you guys know, is powered up by the, obviously, the amount of health you have. And man, that hits me like a truck. Disrespect Feint Attack, but man, I didn't expect my Harry arm to actually take so much damage. And Hagrid is going to go down, and so is Harry Hagrid. Harry and Hagrid are both going to go down. So we got Raikou left, and this freaking Dream Eater Jinx, man. Oh, I was like wondering, how am I going to beat this thing? I've got to go for a Carmine, right? If I don't go for a Carmine, I'm not going to be able to do enough damage. Lovely Kiss is eventually going to be able to land and put me to sleep. Plus, the Jinx is actually sustaining itself with the Dream Eater too, and it's got the left-outs. Right, so the good thing about it, right, is I am outspeeding. That's probably the only good thing about this situation. Right, so Jinx is going to go for a Dream Eater. Dream Eater has some pretty nice base power, and it's about a 3-hit KO. If I get critted, you know, it's over, right? Raikou's going to have to go back to the zoo. All right, so I'm going to pop my air balloon. Jinx is going to get some more recovery from the leftovers. So I thought, if I wake up, I've got to go for Carmine. That's my best bet. So I wake up and I get that Carmine off, which is really good. Now, Jinx would have gone for another Dream Eater, right? Which is good. Now, I can either decide to go for another Carmine or attack. That was the question, right? If I went for another Carmine, then I wouldn't have done any damage. So I thought, let's go for Shockwave. My best bet here is to get a critical hit or as much damage as possible. And Lovely Kiss misses. And, you know, that was sort of like my strategy at the moment. That's really all I could possibly do. So going for Shockwave does some really shocking damage. And Lovely Kiss is going to land again. Man, I'm not having too much luck with this team at the moment. All right, so Raikou is back to sleep again. It's having its morning sleep, and Jinx is going to get a little bit of leftover recovery. So about my calculations, if I wake up, if I can wake up right the next turn after this one, I'm convinced I can take it. If I don't wake up, I'm going to be sleeping forever. So Jinx hits me with another Dream Eater there. Only one more is going to be enough to actually take me out. Now, it's still got a fair bit of health, so I think it's around a 2, maybe a 3 to hit KO around there. I do have a Carmine up though, so I was hopeful I could do. And unfortunately for me, Jinx is going to be it's going to be sleeping, guys, and Jinx is going to take me out with the Dream Eater. That's both battles I got bodied in. Can I do it, people? Can I win the third battle? You have to find out in the bonus battle after this one. Thank you all for watching. You know to drop a like. Peace.